podcast.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. We are today here for our CryptoChicks Nigeria chapter. We have people joining from Nigeria who wants to learn about a blockchain. So I'm going to be sending you link to the YouTube because this session is also streaming on YouTube. Go. Please, everyone, keep yourself on mute. Tracy, can you please mute everyone except me? So we're going to be talking in the chat. So if you have your microphone disabled, don't worry, you can type your question in the chat, and towards the end presentation we're going to be starting unmuting you, and if you ask the questions we can hear you. Okay, so we're good to go. I think let's get started with a blockchain 101. Just let me start my presentation. All right, yeah, any questions again, you can type in the chat and we can we can see your question there. All right, so just a few seconds. There we go. Can you see my screen? All right. I can, yeah, again, so I can see all the messages in the chat. So please type in the chat if you have any questions or if you cannot see anything. So right now I would like you to open the chat. So the chat is in the bottom of your screen and you can type that I see it. So if do you see my presentation, can you please type if you see my presentation or not? Type it in the chat. If you are also watching our live stream, so you can also use the chat on YouTube to type, and this is we can see also what all your questions there. Also all our live streams is automatically running on cryptochicks.ca/live stream. So you can also use that link, cryptochicks.ca/live stream, and you can see this presentation as well. So if you're sending it to your friends, so please make sure that you can see this link in this chat. My name is Elena Sinanikova. I am a founder of CryptoChicks. I started from the small meetup group and grew into the organization with the chapters and programs and people and community in 56 countries. I am my background is in software development, and once I started getting interested in blockchain, learning about blockchain, I completely transferred into that industry, became entrepreneur, created CryptoChicks organization, lots of educational materials, and form the community, and as well now creating other blockchain startups. For example, Metis that I'm working on right now, that the project that I'm very fond of, that is solving a problem of people using blockchain technology without the knowledge. All right, so in the CryptoChicks, we have two lines of businesses. It's CryptoChicks Hatchery, for example. So this is an incubator. So if you have a business idea and would like to develop it, we can help you because we have developed a program. You're going to go through certain milestones. You're going to talk to our mentors, visit our events, workshops. We also created a bunch of courses. You can check them out on CryptoChicksHatchery.com. And we also provide a funding. Actually, on the June 5th, we're going to have a round of the presentations for the teams that were taking like a year, or some of them 2 years, building their business. And now we're going to be rewarding them. We just got 10,000 from Ethereum foundation. So this is the grant that we got, and we're going to be distributed among our projects based on their performance. So if you are interested, please go to CryptoChicksHatchery.com and join us there. As the member of CryptoChicks Nigeria, you will have the opportunity to do that. In order to do that, please talk to your leader, Prince Laoya, on how to do that. You can also go to CryptoChicks.ca/Nigeria and enroll, fill the form, and join a CryptoChicks Nigerian community. We also, within the CryptoChicks, we have a CryptoChicks Academy. If you go to URL CryptoChicksAcademy.com, you can see all our available courses. Yes, there are subscriptions available, again, for the CryptoChicks Nigeria. So we're going to be having a discount for that program, and also we're going to be running some of the free workshops like this one. A disclaimer: with this presentation, we're not advertising anything, and we're not advising you to invest into any of the cryptocurrency. So we don't have qualifications to do that. So we're not financial advisors, we're not cryptocurrency advisors, we're not tax advisors. All we are right now doing, we are explaining you the technology, and this is your choice whether you will be using this technology or not. Today, we're going to learn blockchain basics. What is the cryptocurrency? We're going to be going over the basics of cryptography, going to be covering cryptoeconomic model and applications and examples of how the blockchain is used today. So blockchain, what it is. In essence, blockchain is a database. It's a database that stores the records. And what is database? It's the storage where information organized in a certain way. It's a storage that inside your computer that, for example, you using a databases on a daily basis every day. For example, your Instagram pictures, your Facebook, WhatsApp. So all behind of this, it's all the structured data that are stored somewhere on the computer. So for example, for Instagram or Facebook, it's stored on the Facebook, somewhere like on a Facebook computer, we call it server, right? So all this information, all your pictures, all your information is right now in their central database, in this structured set of data of the information. Same with the WhatsApp, it's somewhere on the computer that belongs to the like one single company. Same for Google. So this information is stored by some companies, and they store information about you. Blockchain, though, is a little bit different because it is decentralized. It means that this database, the structured set of data, stored not on one computer, but on thousands and thousands of computers that spread out all over the world. And these computers do not belong to one company or one person. Who these computers belong to? So who owns this computer? It can be pretty much anyone. Anyone can actually own this database, on this node, how we say it, is blockchain node. And so that can be you. And what do you need to do in order to become an owner of the node and have this database on your computer? All you need to do, you just download a bunch of files from the website. For example, if you are the owner of the Bitcoin node, and today we're going to be talking a lot about Bitcoin because this is one of the very basic databases and first one that came to life. But there are tons and tons of others. For example, Ethereum, Ripple, Cardano, Polkadot. So these are all these the blockchains. All decentralized databases. It means that the data for this blockchains are stored on people's computers, like yours at home, and all you need to do is just go to the website and download the files onto your computer, and voila. What do you have inside those files? It's basically the transaction information. Like, for example, for Bitcoin, so once you downloaded all the files and you have now this database on your computer, and so did thousands and thousands of other people, so they all store the copy of the same database. And what inside of this database is the transaction information. Transaction information, it means that it is the ledger of the transactions. So transferring Bitcoin from one account to another. So you see, like in here, for example, these are the transaction information. So from one account to another, going 12.345 Bitcoin, and so on and so forth. So this is the information that is written and recorded in this database. And again, so these computers, all of them are storing the same data, same transactional information as you. Just a second, I have to just back up a little bit. Yes, so this transactional information is stored on the many computers around the world. They all are connected, and how they are connected. Any guesses how they are connected? Please type in the chat. Do you know how these computers are all connected between each other? Type it in the chat. How are our computer, like my computer is connected to yours actually? How they are connected? Type it in the chat if you know it. Anyone? I don't see anything in the chat right now. Just make your guesses how these computers are connected with each other. I have one answer is cloud. Close, but not exactly. Think a little bit more. How are they connected? All right, so any other guesses? I see no guesses. All right, so they all connected with internet. The answer is very, very simple. They all connected with the internet, and this is how we, there you go, there's that satellite, but satellites, satellites is just the devices, right? But yes, they all connected between each other through World Wide Web, through the internet. So all the computers that participated in Bitcoin blockchain, they all connected with each other by internet. Very simple answer. And can you imagine? So, and that's why the database is decentralized. So nobody owns these computers instead of people own, right? So it means that there's no company, there's no Bitcoin company that owns the computer, right? So and this it means that there's nobody can prohibit or nobody can, take it away, because it's stored on the people's computers all over the world, no matter which country you are. But actually, what I just want to raise the question. So imagine if I'm a president of one country and I said, you know what, I prohibit my people to use Bitcoin. That's it. So nobody can download the Bitcoin files onto your computer. So what is going to be happening with the whole network? So let's see, like here I have the some animation. Like I'm going to be switching back and forth. So what is going to happen to Bitcoin if president of one country, so like actually I separated US in there, if one country prohibits the Bitcoin, what happens to it? Well, pretty much nothing, because unless all the leaders of all countries will agree between each other to prohibit Bitcoin or prohibit Ethereum, which is never going to happen, let's face it. So then, only then, we can have a problem with Bitcoin. Other than that, so because Bitcoin in any blockchain is borderless, located in all the countries right now in the world, and so it is so difficult to control. So that's why governments are so maybe not keen, a little bit scared of it, but there's nothing to be scared about. This is not, this technology created not to overthrow the government, but actually to unite people of the entire world. So this is what this technology is about. Just talking about on how we can actually destroy blockchain. How do we destroy it? Like, well, there's one scenario when a blockchain can be destroyed, but I think we should not worry about that because let's face it, never gonna happen. So we are pretty much safe. So just a little bit summing up what it is, what the blockchain is. It is a database, it's a structured set of data that's stored on a computer, but it's not stored on a single computer that belongs to some company. Instead, it's stored on thousands and thousands of computers spread out all over the world. And these computers belong to people, right? So they all connected with an intranet. They all has all the information that's stored on this computer is the public ledger, which means that there are transactions transferring money from one account to another. So this is the information that is stored in the blockchain database. And because of the decentralized nature of blockchain, it is impossible to destroy or prohibit it. So and that's why this technology is so strong, because it is borderless, it unites all the people, and it's undestroyable. Let me just, for a second, I'm going to be stopping sharing that screen. I'm going to share another one. All right, so because I wanted to go over some of the blockchain explorers, for example. So if you go to blockchain.com/explore, you can see the ledger of transactions. So this is the latest transactions that were created in Bitcoin, for example. So let's see. Oh, there's one very big amount one, $2 million, which is about 56 Bitcoin for now. So you see this, the transaction was, this was transferring between the accounts, so from one address to another address. So therefore, because this information located on the people's computers, this is publicly available information. It means that you can go and look inside of this database and see what is it inside. So right now you can see one record, like for example, one transaction. We cannot see the names, of course, who transferred this 56 Bitcoins, but we can see how much, for example, they paid for the transaction, right? So then the fee that they paid, so this is the fee that they pay, for example, right? So and then which address, from which to which address this transaction was sent. So we can see that as well. And therefore we can see pretty much, all the transaction, all past transactions in the Bitcoin blockchain. Same with Ethereum. If you go to etherscan.io, you can also see all the transactions that were created. Let's just get one that was just recently. So then you see it here. So we had some transaction that was successful, right? So but with the 0 Ether. So but that was for probably for the Uniswap transaction, right? This is for the Uniswap, and you can see also all the transactions. You can see it in the pipeline here, and click on each of them and see what these transactions were about, which account to which account was it transferring, and also what how much it costed, and like for example, you see from this account to this account was transferred 0.1 on some Ether. Right, and the transaction fee was 1.74. Actually, it's good right now, the transaction fees. So because the recently was transaction fee was really large, and it also depends on the network. We're going to be talking about it a little bit later. All right, going back to our presentation. So now we get to the point where we're going to talk about the cryptocurrency and what it is. So what is a cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency, this is a digital currency, and that secured by cryptography. That's why the word crypto is in there, because this money is secured by cryptography. Even though all this information is publicly available and everybody has access to it, nobody can change it because it's protected by the cryptography. So the cryptography is so strong that it's impossible to break, for example, for the Bitcoin. The cryptocurrency is also, of course, this is a digital money, and information of this digital money is stored in the blockchain database. That's what cryptocurrency is, and protected by cryptography. There you go, like all these cryptocurrencies, for example, Ether, Bitcoin. So they are cryptocurrencies. Information of the transaction about this cryptocurrency stored in a blockchain database on the people's computers, spread out all over the world, but protected by cryptography. And it's also stored as a ledger. So how this is money? Because I know that we have this, cash, that we have a paper money or coins in our hands, and this is the money that we use. But if you think of it, if you use a bank accounts, almost 95% of all the cash flow that in the world right now is digital. So there are people, for example, I live in Canada, and we very, very rarely use a cash money. So we operate with the credit card. So we send this kind of like virtual currency, right? So we send our money that is a record of which is stored on the banks, in the bank servers. So pretty much the same as the cryptocurrency, right? So like Canadian dollar, because I use, credit card, and we have all transactions digitally, like pay with the PayPal and so on. So I never hold money in my hand. So therefore, this is also a virtual currency, Canadian dollar. Same with the cryptocurrency, except that records are not stored in the banks. It's stored in this network of the computers that connected with each other. It doesn't, so what is this purpose of this ledger, of this recording of the money transferring from one account to another? It's solving a double spending, because with the virtual money, it's easy to, like I have electronic dollar and I send $1, for example, to Tracy. Can I send it again to Tracy? Because this is just, electronic, right? So, but yes, I can't, because the record of the previous that I already spent my $1, sent it to Tracy, and it will be deducted from my account, because all this ledger is keeping track of who has how much money on the accounts, right? So, and therefore, if I already sent this dollar once, or this like Ether once to Tracy, I will not be able to send it again, because it's gone from my account. It is recorded, and it's recorded on everyone's databases, so everyone can see it. So therefore, this money becomes, valuable, same as just the regular currency in the banks. And security of these records is also, it's solved by a cryptography. It means that this database is so secure that there's no hacker in the world that can break this security. Unlike the banks, actually. The banks we can break, but with the cryptocurrency we cannot. Why? So therefore, we're going to go over just the basics of cryptography for you to understand why it is this security is unbreakable for the blockchain. Cryptography is basically mathematical science. So I just explained how a basic cryptographic algorithm works. I took a word crypto, and then I converted it into a cryptographic hash using an inversion algorithm. So I inverted this word crypto and get on the right side this which is the cryptographic hash of the word crypto. It means that I encrypted the word crypto. all right, with inversion algorithm. Bitcoin is using different algorithm, of course, not an inversion, but it's using a secure hashing algorithm 256, which converts word like crypto and any other information into seemingly random string of letters and numbers. And this is also a cryptographic hash, but this is a digital representation, cryptographic representation of the word crypto. All this information in a database, the ledger information, it gets encrypted using this algorithm in the Bitcoin. Usually hackers, what they do, they need to reverse information, reverse engineer the information in order to break it. So basically they will need to see what is indeed stored in there. They need to get access to our, like the private, the public keys, like by breaking the cryptographic algorithm. So it takes, using modern technology right now, it takes this number of seconds, 5.03179115 in exponential power of 66 seconds to break this algorithm, to reverse engineer this algorithm in order for the from the encrypted value to get a real value of so how do I decrypt the word crypto? So this number is huge. Just to compare, like I put the below number of seconds. This is the number of seconds since beginning of our universe. So it takes more than our universe in order to break the cryptography that is used in Bitcoin. So there is no hacker that lives long enough to break this. There is no computer that is powerful enough to break it. Even if there will be, they will not be able to. All right, so I get questions like how quantum computing will affect the blockchain. Yeah, they will not. All right, so because it's going to be all the same, they will not be able to break those algorithms. So this is how strong it is. This is how strong cryptography that is used in the blockchain. So therefore, we can trust it more than the banks. What is, again, what I said, what is inside blockchain, this is a cryptocurrency transferring from one account to another. And this is the ledger of transaction that is inside of the blockchain. But it's not recorded as one block. Like it's recorded actually as the series of blocks, but we're going to be talking about it a little bit later. So what is happening when you just start working with a blockchain? You always start working when you are creating your crypto wallet, for example. What is the crypto wallet? Crypto wallet is the program that you install and run on your computer or on your phone that connects to the blockchain. So it downloads the blockchain records on your phone or on your computer, right? So then you have access, then your phone and your computer becomes the node. Also, it stores this record of the database. It cannot change it, but it stores them. And also this, your computer, your phone connected to the blockchain, the crypto wallet, the program connected to the blockchain. It also creates, so when you just creating a wallet, it creates an account for you by giving you a private key. All right, so, and so private key is something that you need to protect with all your heart, right? So private key, it's considered as like kind of like a password to your account, because without a password, nobody able to spend money from your wallet, from your account. But if they have your password, they will be able to. So therefore, private key, we have a rule. Whoever owns the private key owns your money. So if you get a private key from the crypto wallet and you tell it to someone else or you share it to someone else, it means that someone else owns your money. So you don't own it anymore. And also if every wallet has, the account number as well, which is this kind of like a similar to the bank account. We're going to be working later on with the Portis software, Portis wallet, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about that in detail, and you can see how it works. But for now, you just remember that you protect your private key. You don't give it to anyone else. So no one can ever have access to your private key. Don't give it away. You also need to understand that there are different types of crypto wallets around. Some of them are custodial wallets. It means that, like, for example, especially if you're storing money on exchange, you will have a custodial wallet. It means that the exchange or some, other central organization store your key. For example, right now PayPal started working, so you can actually purchase a cryptocurrency and store it in PayPal account, right? And so that a custodial wallet. It means that PayPal owns your private key, right? So you kind of trust PayPal with your money. But there are a lot of non-custodial wallets, and this is something that you should consider when you're storing your cryptocurrency. Non-custodial wallet, where only you have access to that wallet, only you have that private key, and not exchange or not PayPal or not some central organization, right? So be careful with that. If you have any questions, you can ask, of course, your chapter leaders on how to do that. We can also help. How does it work with the private key? It means that every transaction that you do, like every money transfer that you do, it's encrypted, like kind of like signed with your private key. Without that signature, without your private key, this transaction will fail. It means for every transaction that you need to, if I have one Ether on my account and I transfer one to Tracy, I need to provide my private key in order to make this transfer. And that's what wallet software does. And the cryptography works exactly the same as we showed before. So from your private key, you can actually calculate your account number, but you cannot calculate it back. So if you have just account number, it's not possible. So it will be more than a universe time to break this cryptography and calculate the private key from it. So this is how cryptography works. So you can calculate one way, but not back. All right, so yes, and each transaction, as I said, it's signed with the private key, and this is protection level number 1 in the blockchain, and this is only one level of protection of your money in the blockchain. So your private key is first level of the protection. So if you don't provide your private key to anyone, that it means that nobody can break into your account. Protection level number 2, and that's connected with the blocks. So what the blocks are. So as we said, that this is what we store in this blockchain database is the transaction ledger, money transferring from one account to another. And there are millions and millions of them, but they're not stored in one this big list of transactions. They rather every few minutes for Bitcoin, every few seconds for Ethereum, this information is getting combined into the blocks, and the blocks are built with miners or the validators. So that's where the miner is coming into play. So each miner, every few minutes, miners are building blocks. Who are the miners? Miners is also the programs that are running on people's computers that are creating records, that are creating blocks in this database. So let's say every 10 minutes in Bitcoin, 100,000 transactions getting combined, and this block is contained a nonce and also a hash. So what is in there? So I have to probably say before I'm going further into the crypto economics model that these miners, the mining programs, they all compete with each other inside the blockchain. So their tasks is actually to build the block. And the premise is for each block, miner gets a reward. And only one block can be built at a time. And all the miners, there are like thousands, hundreds of thousands actually miners in a network that are competing for creating a block, because they are getting rewarded. So the whole crypto economy model is involved, and therefore it makes the Bitcoin self-sustainable. It means that we don't need to support it. We don't need to program for it. We don't need to do anything. Like banks, for example, they do maintenance for their databases, all the time, updating records, purging records, and so on and so forth. And they have people, they pay in people money to support their computers, right? To support this database, to run the audits on it. So in Bitcoin, it's all happened automatically because of the self-design of design of the system inside. And the crypto economy model is plays a big part. So it means that the basics of the crypto economy, so the incentive penalty model, it means that good players are good miners are getting rewarded, and the bad miners are getting punished. So in order for that, actually, so miners has to do they have to do a significant investment. So they have a stake in the games. It's like kind of like stake they have to have. So they make a significant investment for a chance to get the reward. All right, so what is this investment about and why do they need it? So in order for us to understand, let's go through proof of work, because that's what miner does in Bitcoin. It's solving a riddle. So it's basically solving a task. So the task that miner has, they have, they every 10 minutes they get 100,000 transactions, and they need to build a block from it. And if once they build the block successfully, they get rewarded with the money. So what does it mean to build the block? It means that miner has to find a hash, it has to calculate a hash of the block. It means that all these 100,000 transactions has to be converted into this one string of letters and numbers, right? And this is kind of like a signature of the block. And once the block is sealed, miner gets the reward. It's actually very simple to do it. So, and if it was so simple, it means that, all these hundreds of thousands of miners would get all the rewards, but it's not like this. This is a competition. And that's where riddle come into place, because they are, they have something to compete for. So what the task that they have is connected with the blockchain difficulty rule, because just to sign the block, it's easy, but the hash, the resulting hash, has to start with 18 zeros in front. So this is the rule. And this is the blockchain difficulty rule that gets implemented and gets adjusted all the time. So what miner does, miner needs to find a number that he adds to the block. So the resulting hash will have 18 zeros in front. It means that what it's doing, it is actually somehow like a pick in the lock. It's trying different numbers. So miner starts, let's say, with the number 0 and say, like, if I add 0 to this block, what is resulting hash is going to be? Oh, okay, you see we have already 3 zeros in front. It means that we're getting closer. We need 18 zeros. All right, and so on and so forth. So miner's trying, okay, now let's try 1 again this time. All right, so we have 6 zeros. So we're getting closer. So if we try 2, will we get 9 zeros? No, actually, this doesn't work this way, because this is just the cryptographic hash, same algorithm. So miners trying on and on and on and on until miner gets the result, and on, and we keep trying. Yes, until it gets the number with 18 zeros in front. So like it picks the number, which is called nonce. So this is green number is a nonce that can be added to the block. So the resulting hash has 18 zeros. So this was what miners are doing in a network. They are trying out to add different numbers, so the resulting hash would satisfy to the blockchain difficulty rule. So that's what mining is about. So when the first miner that gets this hash wins and receives a reward. So each block created in the network is getting rewarded for 6.25 Bitcoin. Plus miner gets all the transaction fees from each of the transactions, right? So this is a big number. And therefore, the blockchain mining itself is a business. It is, miners like, and that's where investment coming from. So in order to loop through all these combinations to win this block, miners has to buy a very heavy equipment. So their calculation power is tremendous, right? So, and therefore, like, miners invest millions and millions of dollars in order to start drawing rewards, right? So only the most like powerful computers win. So, right. So, and that therefore they invest into these powerful computers. So yeah, so miner has to do a significant investment in order to receive a reward. So therefore, miner is less likely to cheat, because if they cheat, they will lose their investment for sure. All right, so therefore, this system, the Bitcoin, for example, Ethereum, because it's the same system of the mining and validating, it works the same with the proof of work right now. Of course, Ethereum is going to proof of stake, but this is like very similar investment penalty as well. So therefore, miners are incentivized to stay network and mine until it's profitable. And therefore, all these records are getting created and supported, so you don't need any additional support. I took the period of time when actually price of Bitcoin was going down and down and down. We have this right now, actually, the price is going down. It doesn't mean that it's dying, right? So it doesn't mean, so what, but you see on the graphics, for example, so this is the number of miners in the network, right? So then you see, like, as the price going down, number of miners still going up, but once the kind of like the priceless, so this is the price, one, it doesn't make sense for them to mine anymore. I mean, because it becomes less profitable. For example, they spending lots of money on their equipment, but they still not winning, they still not getting these rewards. So the miners start dropping from the network, of course, because if this doesn't make sense for them to spend power any further if they're not making any profit. But once actually a number of miners start reducing in the network, blockchain self-adjusts. So the blockchain difficulty rule decreases actually. So once it's kind of like a giant AI, kind of giant brain that say like, oh, number of miners started declining, people start dropping off the network. So the blockchain difficulty now is lower. So now it's become easier to mine Bitcoin. And easier. So the miners start coming back. So let me just show that slide again. So miners start coming back in, because once the difficulty rule decreases and the difficulty decreases and miners see that, oh, now it makes sense to mine again, they return and they mine, and so on and so forth. And so this system is self-sustainable because it's self-adjusting to the market. So whatever market it is, Bitcoin self-adjusting to it. All right, and number of transactions is growing. Doesn't like, if even though you see the price is going down, number of transactions are growing constantly. It means that adoption is going, more and more people are using, not related to the price at all, right? So there's more and more people that are using Bitcoin, for instance. So as a result, when the miner built the block, right? So, and this is transaction. In the blue, we have the transaction. In the dark blue, we have the hash, the one that miners calculate. And in the bright green, it's a nonce. So nonce, it's a number that a miner has to guess and add to the block. So the resulting hash will have 18 zeros in front. But the structure of the blocks itself is a protection level number 3, which is the information organized into the chain of blocks, because all blocks are connected to each other. It means that because in every subsequent block, hash of the previous block is included. It means that if you change information in any of the transaction, it cascading, you need to change information in all subsequent blocks as well. And because it takes, I mean, beginning of the universe only to break one transaction, so you need to spend way more effort to break all of them. Right, so therefore, chain of blocks providing one more level of protection. So it is impossible, like even with the quantum computers, so even with the technology of the future, it will be impossible to break blockchain cryptography. All right, so I need to show you some demo. Just be with me. Okay, so what we have, it's the visualizers. Some of the companies, they provide, the visual tools that allow you to see how actually transactions are getting built. So like, for example, so this tool, txsstreet.com. It's showing Ethereum and how Ethereum blocks are getting built, and Bitcoin, and the speed as well. All right, so you can see, and it's done as a train, right? So it's a probably a train or bus, something like that. So this is how these are all the transactions. You see some of the transactions coming from like a MakerDAO, or other sources. So you can see where they're coming from, and you see how they are being built. And so once the transactions are ready, so this is the pool of the transactions. So miners pick the transactions from this pool, and each new block is getting created. With each new block, a new miner is rewarded with the new money that produced by the blockchain. You see, Bitcoin is a little bit slower. It accumulates all these transactions first, and then it builds the block every 10 minutes, right? So now you will see how the new block is built in the Bitcoin. It's like all this many transactions getting created, and the blocks is built. You see, like while Bitcoin is still standing, right, the Ethereum blocks are getting created and created and created all the time. All right, so you also can see how many pending transactions Bitcoin has, and how many pending transactions Ethereum has. Like, for example, Bitcoin pending transactions right now is 38,000, and for Ethereum pending transactions 75,000. So Ethereum is getting used way more than Bitcoin. All right, so this was a demonstration. You can go to txstreet.com and also see that demo. I think it's quite fascinating. There is another level of protection for the transactions in a blockchain, which is a transaction fees. Because I often asked a question, why Bitcoin or why Ethereum owners are so greedy they charge the transaction fee? Like, why the gas fees in Ethereum so high? Is actually done for a reason. So the transaction fees are done as the spam protection. So it means that if there was no fee in a network, it means that I can do million transactions with no cost. It means that I can spam network with a billion transaction. I can create a program that will just spam the network and bring it down. Like these computers of the world, I can bring them down just if there's no transaction cost. So therefore, transactions cost money for the protection from the spammers, because the Bitcoin, Ethereum, like all these blockchains are self-sustainable. So this is one of the also sustainability and protection mechanisms as well. So it's a protection level number 4, transaction fees. Let's go over applications and examples. So examples of the blockchain. So one of the examples, of course, Bitcoin. We talked about Bitcoin a lot today. That was created in 2009 by Satoshi Nakamoto, and have a picture of Satoshi right here. Actually, it's a joke. Satoshi, of course, we don't know still who Satoshi is, if it's a person, if it's organization, or someone. Like my boss from my previous work used to say, like, he must be a genius because he created something over 10 years ago, put it in production, and it still works, and it still has no bugs, and it's still self-sustained, and it's still growing in the price. So there you go. So this is some technology for you that is self-sustainable, that is self-working, that is not supported by by banks, or by governments, and it is working, and it's very popular, and becoming one of the major payment systems in the world. It is decentralized, has no owner. Coins are released by mining. So miners, when they mine a Bitcoin, the new coins getting produced, but there's no single company that controls the production of the Bitcoin coins, right? So it's all automatic. It's protected by cryptography, and it has cryptoeconomic model, incentive penalties, proof of work, and also coins released by mining. And so I have just the usage of the how many transactions per day. Right now it's all data, it's higher now. Next, blockchain example is Ethereum. So Ethereum is a number, kind of like number 2 in capitalization, number 1 in the usability blockchain. So Ethereum is it is created as a smart contract and decentralized applications platform. So think of it as a world computer. So if you think of Bitcoin as a bank, on Ethereum you can build billions of banks. So that's the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum, that on Ethereum you can build billions of Bitcoin, kind of like not Bitcoin-like systems, right? So you can build on this platform. Was created in 2015 by Vitalik Buterin, a real person. It's decentralized also. There is no owner, even though it's created by, like a single person. It doesn't have owner. It's a decentralized. So all these computers, thousands and thousands of computers around the world, it's not controlled by any single party, any single person, any single entity. Coins released by mining, same is in Bitcoin, protected by cryptography. There is this crypto economy model that incentivizes miners to mine and support the network, and coins released by mining, and the usage is quite large. And another example is Ripple. Ripple is also blockchain, but Ripple is a bit different, right? So it was created in 2012 by Ripple Labs, and Ripple company still owns 60% of the coins. So this system is very much centralized. All right. So because coins are released by Ripple, so it's not released by mining. So it's not that the world controls this or the system controls this. No, it's actually a company that controls that cryptocurrency. So therefore, have to be careful. So when you get into cryptocurrencies, when you start working with different blockchains, you have to understand whether it is a centralized blockchain or decentralized, right? So then. So therefore, there's no crypto economic model in there. So there's no more, but it's still protected by cryptography. But coins released by the company, coins owned by the company, and therefore, if this company goes down, you have to ask the question: what is going to happen to that coin? And we see that Ripple has lots of problems right now with the SEC and everyone, right, for that reason. What else, like how else right now blockchain is used? The most heavy use right now is decentralized finance, of course. So this is the probably like kind of like the top. So NFTs is all part of the decentralized finance. So we have, like, for example, Avi. So this is lending platforms. People are lending and borrowing different cryptocurrency and generating yield from it. So generating an income actually by holding the cryptocurrency or staking it somewhere else, staking it in the pools, putting it in the pools and drawing an income from it. So all this decentralized finance that is not controlled by anyone, that is not controlled by the banks, that just controlled by the people in the network, right? So by collaboration. So this is the most right now usability goes towards the DeFi, decentralized finance. So yeah, you can go to uniswap.org, for example, and see, and you can swap the tokens. You can also put your tokens and generate a yield in there. Same for Avi, same for the compound finance. So these are the tools that allow you to generate income, and this is done in a decentralized way. The whole other industry that is using that is building wallets. So the wallets are very important. So wallets is kind of like our gateway into the blockchain. This is how people get used to blockchains through wallets, right? So then there are different wallets that are created. So we always suggest to use Portis as a wallet of our choice. And because this one we used ourselves, we like it. It's secure, and beside you can build applications also using the Portis API, and you can find the materials about it on our CryptoChicks Academy as well. So fundraising, a gig economy, and layer 2. So right now there are lots of layer 2 software that are getting built, because as you see, Ethereum transactions are still not fast enough, and it's also can charge lots of gas fees. So therefore, there are lots of layers 2 that create solutions that getting created that protecting users from the gas fees and making transaction faster. For example, Metis.io is building such a layer 2. There are also exchanges. So exchanges is the points where you go and exchange your money from the normal money as you think of it to the cryptocurrency and back and switch it back. So there are multiple exchanges that exist, thousands of exchanges exist around the world. We recommend to use, for example, we have Kraken. We also have a bunch of Canadian exchanges that we use ourselves. So the reputable ones also Coinbase and Binance. So these are the exchanges that you can use as well. And there are right now there are also lots of gaming that games that built right now. So if you go to decentralized.org, for example, you can see how the cryptocurrency is participating in the gaming. Oh, and I would like to do right now Portis demo. All right, so you can follow along if you have your computer with you or you have your phone with you. You can go to, actually, let's go to Portis.io. All right, so if you go to Portis.io, you can open the wallet. So open a wallet, and this goes to wallet.portis.io, and you can log into your account existing, or you create a new wallet. In order for you to create a new wallet, you need to enter your email address, you need to enter a password, confirm the password, and confirm that you are human, and then register. It will send you confirmation onto your email where you have to click that link back and confirm it. So I'm going to right now actually to open my existing wallet just to show you, because I just did this. We went through this exercise, created it, confirmed my email, and there you go. I have now Portis can operate with Bitcoin and Ethereum as well, right? So you have 2 accounts in there, and can also hold your NFT tokens. So this is the collectibles, non-fungible tokens, collectibles. It also can be seen in here. When you send in, let's say, like if you would like to send or receive Bitcoin. So when you send Bitcoin, you go to Bitcoin, send, type the wallet address, paste, sorry, not type, paste the wallet address here and amount, and then go and send. Same with Ethereum. So if you send in Ethereum, same thing, you're going to send wallet address, and then if you need to receive, so here you get your wallet QR. So once you create it, you get the Ethereum address, and this would be your Ethereum address if you want, for example, someone to transfer you Ethereum. All right, you also have to be careful. And so here in the menu, when you go there, you have the recovery phrase, right? So once you click on the recovery phrase, so this is your representation of the private key for this wallet. All right, so this is the recovery phrase that you have to write down and store in a safe place, because if you ever lose your password, this is the one that can help you to recover your wallet. Do you understand? So this is right now, yeah, I'm not using this wallet, so it's okay. But yeah, so this is the recovery phrase that you can see and recover your wallet from. All right. And also, as I said, with the Portis, if you go to portis.io, you can see information about the developers, but also you can see the courses. If you would like to build your own wallet, you can do so using the Portis software. So in the CryptoChicks Academy, we have a courses. So let's just go over that. So let's So let me just find here. So here, if you build your first app on a blockchain, so this is exactly on how you build your app with the Portis wallet. So you can have, you can take this course and learn yourself on how to use the Portis wallet and Portis API. Very easy, just a couple of lines of code, and you will have your own blockchain app and blockchain wallet. All right, so moving on further. So how you buy this? That's the question that I'm getting asked very often. How do we buy cryptocurrencies? On the trading platforms. So there are trading platforms, there are centralized exchanges, there are decentralized exchanges. For example, Kraken, Coinbase, Binance is the centralized exchanges. You can also buy it on the decentralized exchanges. So for example, Uniswap. In Uniswap, you can also buy different cryptocurrencies. There are also payment and investment platforms that are offering this capability now. For example, well, Simple or PayPal, this is for Canada and US. So it's probably going to be coming to Nigeria soon, the PayPal that you can use for also for the cryptocurrency investments. But you need to understand that you cannot, you can purchase cryptocurrency, but you cannot transfer cryptocurrency into your own wallet. You always hold it with the PayPal. So this is custodial wallet, so be careful. Businesses that blockchain technology right now that is in blockchain technology trending. So the mining, of course, mining operations for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, for other cryptocurrencies. You know, like people mining themselves, they buying the mining rigs, they you know, buying kind of like data centers and computer centers in different countries where the electricity is cheap and you need a lot of electricity, because remember we were solving this minor riddle. Lots of combinations need to be flipped through, and therefore it requires lots of electricity. But right now Ethereum going, for example, on proof of stake, it means that it will not be using electricity any longer, so it will be using a different method, so that people have to input have to stake the funds in order to get the profits. So that's proof of stake. Trading, right now there are lots of traders, of course, the trading cryptocurrencies, getting profits from it. Investments, so somebody that investing in the startups, in the tokens, and then holding this for a longer time for the future profits. Exchanges, so there are lots of exchanges right now that are opening. They sell and buying and exchanging cryptocurrencies. There are also decentralized exchanges. Crowdfunding, so you can create your own currency, you can create your own token on Ethereum blockchain. It's quite simple. So right now there are also platforms that are getting released where you can create your own cryptocurrency without even being a developer, without hiring anyone else. So for example, Metis.io is doing this, so you can create your own cryptocurrency and start selling it to the public. So this is the crowdfunding, and therefore you can sell your tokens and you get money instead. Therefore, you get funding for your project. Gaming is becoming very popular. So like, for example, creating artifacts on the blockchain and trading the artifacts, and also like some all the games experience that where you get paid the cryptocurrency. Financial systems, like the payments of stores, so DeFi, so all this financial system, lending and borrowing. Registry systems also becoming popular now. So when you can register your data on the blockchain, tracking the supply chain, the nation's tracking of the funds and or other information on the blockchain is very good for tracking. Voting, again, because this is the system that nobody control. It's there are companies that build in voting mechanisms on that. And also intellectual property, it means then when you have something to register, some IP and intellectual property, you can register it on the blockchain. For example, if you go to mvp.cryptochickshatchery.com, you can see how actually it works, how protect your IP works, and how you can see it on the blockchain. Maybe let's me quickly demo it as well. If we go to mvp.cryptochickshatchery.com. So yeah, we built our own system, our own blockchain-based data certification. So how it works, you basically choose, I don't know, any file. Let's say that I created some picture. Right, so I have, for example, picture of me here. And I say my name. And I have, this is my photo. All right, and I'm going to now save it to the blockchain. It takes a little bit time because we are running it on the back server, and yes, which is connected to the Ethereum blockchain. So you see, this is my transaction right now. It's pending, but I can see it in the my data. So let's say that how I view it ETF here. You see there. So now is my data is on the blockchain, my picture and my name and a description that this is my photo. So now it's going to be stored forever there. So I certify that this is my photo. And if I go to, for example, I have to prove that, like, yeah, I created this photo. So I have the record of it in the database. So there you go. Transaction succeeded now, and this is how you can verify that actually that information is mine. Yeah, so therefore, you can use this tool to register data on the blockchain. This is something that CryptoChicks created, and if you would like to use it in your project, you can become a member of our CryptoChicks Hatchery. All our members have access to that technology. All right, so and what other blockchain businesses? So there are can be also created a rewards program, gig economy systems, badge system, reputation system, charity, real estate. You can find, like, you can Google CryptoChicks Dev Post. You can find all our hackathons and then get all the ideas what to build on a blockchain. Also, yeah, this presentation will be provided. So also you can see if this so you can see the links with other ideas as well. So therefore, today we learned about blockchain, cryptocurrency. We went through basics of cryptography, crypto economy model, and applications and examples. All right, so if you would like to join our CryptoChicks Hatchery, there is a possibility to do this, and also our CryptoChicks Academy, which is our portal for the education. You can also take a look, and if you're interested in any courses, please talk to your chapter leader, to Prince, and Prince can direct you on how to get the access to these courses. All right, any questions? At this point, you guys, you can raise your hand. I will stop sharing maybe the screen, and yeah, so let me understand if you are, if you have any questions. And if you would like to unmute yourself. Thank you. I'm receiving thank you messages in the chat. Thank you guys for you too. In the screen you have reactions, and you can have like, if you click on reactions, raise hand, we can unmute you, or you can type your questions in the chat. So let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so the question that I'm very often asked to people are saying, what happened if I send a money to the wrong address? So any guesses what is going to happen? So let's say that we went to, let's go to portis.io, right? So go to Portis. I'm going to open the wallet. I need to share my screen in order for you to see what I see. Yeah, open a wallet, and then I, of course, I don't have money in that in here. But if I send and I type some wallet address, 0x blah 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 blah, and I send it, right? So what is going to happen if I send it to like if I mistyped like one letter, so instead of V, I created T or something like that. Yeah, so your money will be lost. So that is kind of the power, and also this is something that you need to control really well, right? In order for you to store all your passwords, all your private keys, and to copy paste the correct wallet address when you send in the money. And also when you are receiving the money, you also type in a correct one. So, right, so here, for example, so you copy and paste the wallet that is in that's exactly yours, not somebody else's. So that's the question I'm getting asked, because you controlling that. So there's no bank, there's nobody that can help you because the system is decentralized. So you need to take care of your own addresses, of your own money to control it. Be very, very careful. Another question that I'm getting asked all the time. Oh, okay. So they have very good question that we received in the chat. What determines the rise and fall of cryptocurrency? So the rise and fall cryptocurrency is a popularity of this cryptocurrency. So it's an open market, right? So when the people are starting to buy cryptocurrency, right? So the price start going up because more and more demand for this one, therefore price is going up. If more people sell, price is going down. So whenever the price is going down, it means that there are more sellers than buyers in the market. And when price is going up, there are more buyers than sellers. So therefore, it's same actually for any currency right now, because any currency you have the exchange rate. Like for example, I can exchange Canadian currency to US, and it also fluctuates, not as much as crypto, but it also fluctuates the same. All right. Can you explain the recent Bitcoin crash? All right. So the Bitcoin crash, you mean that when the price went down from, I don't know, 50,000 to 38? Yeah, I cannot consider it crash, of course, right? Because this is the kind of like the price crash, right? So that's what you mean. So let me see. Right now, it's 38,351.86, and yes, it used to be 50,000 and more, right? So, but before that, it was 3,000, right? And it went up to, so from what I see, up to almost 78,000, right? So there was 78,000 at some point, and after that, it went a little bit down until 38,000 right now. So it means that there are people that would like to realize their gains and sell in Bitcoin so they can receive money, right? So then that's why that's why the price is crashing. So because we still don't have that much capital in the Bitcoin, so the capitalization is still, so how much is the total capitalization? Is 700 billion. So 700 billion is in Bitcoin circulation. It means that, so it's not like from the market perspective, it's not a lot of money. So there are 4 big players that come in and sell in their Bitcoin. For example, Tesla. If Tesla comes and sell all the Bitcoin that they bought, they probably the price going to go down. This is a good thing because now people can actually buy. The supply of the Bitcoin is limited. So at some point, we're going to hit the point where there's no more Bitcoin going to be released. So therefore, whatever opportunity right now we have for buying, it's a great opportunity. So we actually would like to price to go down so more people can buy it, because in a few years, you will not be able to buy it at all. So there you go. And this is again disclaimer, I'm not asking you to buy any of the cryptocurrency or put your money into the Bitcoin, right? So this is your own decision. You make your own educated decision. You read about it, you do your homework, and but of course, because this price is not guaranteed, I think it's going to grow, but somebody else might think differently. So don't take my word for it. I'm not a financial advisor. All right, any other questions? Okay, so no more questions. So you guys can unmute your microphones if you would like. And yeah, say what you... So say what you think, or if you have any questions, so please feel free to ask.
Okay, thank you very much, Elena. And that's a very fantastic delivery.
Thank you.
However, I would like to know, is blockchain technology all about financing, all about money? We need this education.
Yeah, it's not like, and I went through the slides because yes, it's not only about money, of course not, but like how blockchain technology is still in a very early stage, so therefore is kind of the start of it. It has to be business, makes sense to people to start off it, and people attracted by money, right? So whatever business producing rewards for people, that wherever people can earn money, so they're getting attracted first. So therefore, from what you see about Bitcoin, it's a money. But yeah, technology is not about money. Technology is the technology of the future. Lots of system can be built on it, and it's not only about money. Does it make sense? I hope it does. Okay, so did you have any other questions?
Okay, thank you, Elena.
No problem.
There's a recent apprehension from lots of national governments, from Nigeria, even recently in China, as regards the challenge cryptocurrency posed to the existing legal tenders. Do you think there could be a nexus? There could be a sort of integration between the regular currency and the cryptocurrency?
Yeah, of course, there already are. Yes, so banks actually first started using this technology. So banks are using the technology for their intra-banking transfers. So the banks started using blockchain technology a while ago already, right? So they implemented the blockchain technology.
Okay, but actually the recent fall in Bitcoin, aside the Tesla's withdrawal, was that the Chinese government started what's it called, regulating and instructing their banks to not to be cryptocurrency friendly anymore. So it seems while the task should be how to make the capitalization of the cryptocurrency move beyond 700 billion, there's a risk of an extinction of, if cryptocurrency cannot expand beyond 700 billion, and the existing traditional and conventional financial institutions such as banks are not going to be very friendly to cryptocurrency, and the conservative nature of our finance and economy and the experts in it, don't you think that, like you made your disclaimer earlier on, don't you think that lots of uninformed or overexcited, particularly the youth, the millennia, could have their funds trapped into these cryptocurrency adventures?
So your question was because of this, the different governments prohibit cryptocurrency.
Exactly.
Could it have effect? No, it can't, because it's only one government, right? So
Okay.
we already went through the presentation about that. Like, who cares about one government doing it? Like, I don't care about China government, what they do.
Okay.
Yeah. So therefore, unless all the governments.
It has to do with the internet.
Yeah,
it has
exactly.
to do with the internet. Yes.
Exactly. Like, all governments have to agree on that, and they will never agree on anything together. You know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
My questions are being pushed to use for further education for members and the team in public. There are a lot of confusion out there and misinformation, misconception as regards cryptocurrency and the larger cryptography and the blockchain technology. So I think we are just starting. This is just blockchain 101. And we've talked about Bitcoin a bit. We've talked about Ethereum. Then we've talked about the building the blocks and everything. And I think as we progress, we get to start understanding more and things start getting clearer.
That's correct.
So let's see if there are any other questions from any other person.
Yeah, I don't think we have any other questions. So would you like to wrap it up?
Okay, in absence of any other questions, and if there are questions after this, we could drop these questions through our different channel.
Exactly.
Exactly. We have emails, and we have WhatsApp groups, and we could drop these questions there, and we direct it to the headquarters for further explanation. Thank you.
That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prince. Thank you, everyone.